Oh, this. Hold on, y'all. I'll be right back. Hey, Lauren. Yeah, I came on here real quick. Was just looking at the news. Couple things I'm gonna bring up. We can get into a further discussion on it later on. I ain't gonna be on here too long. First thing is the Supreme Court has eliminated affirmative action. Now, you know, affirmative action has been in place for decades, and let's be honest, it was a system that they say that was created to help balance out the playing fields, so to speak, between different races of people, basically the quote unquote people of color, to give them a, I guess you would say, a legitimate shot. But that's not always the case. What? Hey, Jennifer, who is calling me? Hold on, y'all. Okay. Um. Hey, Jennifer, how you doing? Yeah. And well, not just the college thing, but just affirmative action as a whole. I actually want to get a panel together later, so we can discuss this. It's not something that I have discussed before, but considering the ruling that went down, I think it's important that we do discuss this. And then the thing that I just seen just a few minutes ago was the, I guess, what would you call them? the school cop resource officer, whatever you want to call him, the guy named Scott Peterson, which I always thought was funny because I'm like, damn, got another Scott Peterson on trial. But you know, he was the guy that was the officer involved in the Parkland shooting, the one that they said didn't do shit, just stood there and didn't do shit, didn't do a damn thing. And I didn't realize he had that many counts. But he was found not guilty on all counts. And the amazing thing, and I'm not even going to get into the conspiracy side of it because we all know. But the loss of life still very much happened. You know, the people in charge just elevate that shit to make it more than. But a loss of life still happened. Kids. Now, I just want people who may be on the side of his to just really think about it. Because I don't think in his comments afterwards where he said, well, I'll tell, they was asking him, well, what would you say to the victims of the families? He said, well, I would love to sit down and talk to them, and just tell them what really happened and everything. I'm like, that is so fucking disingenuous. You know what I'm saying? That's like somebody doing something to you and you're laid up trying to recover, and then they could just come in and just take a piss on you. Right? So this is why I wanted people to understand. And it's amazing because they're really pushing this cop shit again. Oh, all cops around who does his job, this, like, imagine if that was your kid going to school and then you get a phone call saying that there's a school shooting in progress. Or you might be at home and you turn on the TV and you like to watch the morning news or the afternoon news or whatever. And it comes across that the school that your kid goes to, there's an active school shooting going on. And then one of your kids just happened to be one of the kids that ended up dying in that shooting. And then you find out that one of the officers that was there that could have helped out and saved lives didn't do anything. So now we're in a situation where, okay, it ain't even just what they do. No, now it's what they don't do. Like, you could literally not do nothing. A loss of life can happen, and you still are presumed innocent. But you're a cop. Your duty is to protect and serve. Your duty is to put your life on the line. His excuse is, well, I didn't know where the bullets was coming from. Well, that was your duty to get in contact with either. That's what walkie-talkies is for. To get in contact with some other officers, to get in contact with home base, something, or to be what you signed up for and to go in there. You're a trained fucking officer. You don't know. Come on now, over 20 years, and you don't know where the bullets are coming from. Like, you're trained when you hear bullets firing, you're trained to know where those bullets are coming from just based on the sound that they make. You can't tell me an individual like myself or anybody else that's not trained police officers who can do that shit on their own. But this is just another thing where now you got another cop essentially getting away with murder with blood on his hands in front of the entire world. And America, and especially Florida, has shown once again they don't give a fuck about loss of life. They only care about protecting officers and ones who act like officers, i.e. George Zimmerman. And this is nothing for people that I got love for, friends, family, and others out in the state of Florida. But let's be fucking honest. The state of Florida is on some bullshit when it comes to police officers and victims. See, I'm not the one that's going to let a couple cases here and there. Oh, well, the cops are going to do time and this, that. No, I don't look at a couple cases, because the number of cases that have gone that cops have walked away from when they was clearly guilty exceeds the number of cops that actually are sitting behind bars and doing time for the crimes that they commit. So don't give me 1, 2, 3 or 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Hell, you can give me 100 cases. 100 cases. And that's still not going to make me look at the situation any different. Because it still doesn't even balance out how many victims from police killings or police involved killings or police that didn't do nothing that ended in somebody losing their life. And it seems like Florida has this thing where they're so fucking red state that it don't fucking matter who you is, because if you're a victim and you're a cop and the two coincide with each other, that cop is still going home at the end of the day. While parents, loved ones, and everybody else associated is sitting back heartbroken for the rest of their life because the person that they love is no longer here, while the cop that was the reason for the loss of life is sitting at home going to sleep all night in his own bed. And his wife talking about, oh, I'm going to hold on to my faith and everything else. Hold on to your faith. Where was his faith that day when the school shooting was going on? Where was his faith then? Where was your faith then? Because it seems like there's a whole lot of lack of faith going on when it comes to victims. Not the people that, it seems like there's more faith going into the perpetrators than it is the victims. And then you got people going around, well, I don't know why people are acting the way that they're acting, because people don't care about this country. Let me tell y'all something. This country has never gave a fuck about a victim since the day this country was conquered by England. This country has never gave a fuck about victims even after the Revolutionary War. This country has never gave a fuck about victims even after the Civil War. Hashtag reparations. This country has never gave a fuck about victims even after the voting rights, civil rights. This country has never gave a fuck about victims even after the Vietnam War. So while y'all sit there celebrating July 4th, oh, this is America's birthday, and flipping your burgers and drinking your beer and having a good old time. Think about all those other families that won't be having their little ones, their loved ones, victims of crimes perpetrated by police. How many of y'all thinking about the victims? No, y'all ain't thinking about the victims. Y'all thinking about the people that went to war and did this for this country and did that for that country. What about the victims? What about the victims of this country that when the shit happens, nobody ever talks about afterwards? They're just forgotten about. While everybody else is praised and held to a certain standard. Little kids die every day. How many of them get celebrated? How many of them get talked about after everything is over and done with? See, all this does is just open up even more of why this country ain't what motherfuckers look. Be patriots. Love this country for what you believe that this country is. But I'm going to tell you right now, this country ain't what it is. And it ain't never been. It ain't never been. And it's never going to be. You know why it's never going to be? Because you got people, and it ain't even the people that's running the whole shit. It's people that's following the bullshit, following the propaganda that's keeping the shit going on when everybody else is telling you this country ain't what it is. This country will allow migrants to come in and have a better life than people that have fought for this country. There are people that were born and raised in this country and went through everything that they had to go through as an American, but they're out there on the streets without a roof over their head, without a pot to piss in, without food to eat, without water to drink. But y'all heralding this country as, oh, this is America. Do you know this country ain't even number one no more? This country ain't been number one in a while. This country is not the strongest country it once was. And for that matter, in the strength of this country is bullies. See, people talk about the troops. Yeah, support the troops, and we should support the troops. Well, why don't y'all talk about how there's a whole lot of the troops that are being sent to war, not for the right thing, but for the wrong thing. Think of how many soldiers died going into Iraq because George W. Bush sat there and said, oh, well, there's weapons of mass destruction in Iraq, so we got to go up there and we got to go up there and stop all that. Wasn't no weapons of mass destruction. That motherfucker sent troops in there to go get the gold, to go get the oil, and whatever other resources they can get their hands on. And in the process, there was a whole lot of troops that died. What? There's a whole lot of troops that don't even agree with the wars that they get sent to. But because in their mind, they're fighting for their country. But think about this. Take away the troops, take away all that. Just put yourself as a regular person every single day. If somebody told you, right, that you have to go fight, let's say you have to go fight somebody 2 times bigger than you. And the reason why you have to go fight that person is because that person was building something in their garage and they believe to be it a bomb. So then you go fight this person just to find out they're building a science project with their son for school. But the end result of what happening is that person twice as big as you ends up severely either hurting you real bad or putting you in the grave. So now the person that did it has to go through trial because somebody done told this motherfucker a lie. Where's the justice in that? How come we don't talk more about how this country send these troops in frivolous wars, fights, battles, situations where they might not come home to their families? The intelligence that they get sent. Think of how many people didn't want to even be involved in Vietnam. Yeah, Muhammad Ali has the name, but how many other people, potential soldiers and soldiers that were against the Vietnam War, but because they were soldiers, they had to go anyways? Where's the accountability in that? There's a whole laundry list of bullshit. But because the love of the country, see, I appreciate soldiers that love the country, but they're not blinded to the fact of what it is. I appreciate that. And as a black man, I appreciate that so much more. Why? Oh, well, Jerry Milley, why are you bringing this to it? Because there were so many black troops that were forcibly sent to war because they needed more people to fight against whoever they was fighting against. And then it was the black soldiers that was put in the front lines ahead of the white soldiers. Where's the accountability at? That's what we're talking about, right? Accountability. We have all these holidays where we celebrate this and celebrate that. Celebrate what for what? You got a VA that is so fucked up that vets go to the thing and they gotta sit for an hour, 2, 3 hours, 4 hours. They might go through a whole day before they get to somebody, before they actually see somebody, before they can actually get their medicine or talk to somebody, counselor, therapy, whatever. That's how you treat your troops. That's how you treat the people that decided one day, I'm going to fight for this country because I love this country so much. I'm going to fight for this country and fight for everything that I believe this country is and can be. come back, missing limb, maybe a couple missing limbs, body disfigurement. Okay, you thinking I'm good, I'm gonna be taken care of. How many vets do you all see out there? Now, I'm not just talking about how many vets, wherever y'all live at, across this country, how many vets do y'all see homeless? The mental illness of being a soldier, how they treat that is so disrespectful. But yeah, we praise. Yeah, I see they got different programs now where, you know, veterans can get homes and stuff like, but why does it need to take a fucking program for that to happen? Just based that you put your life on the line for something that you may not even agree with. Am I missing something, y'all? Because it seems clear as day to me. And I know I'm missing comments. My bad, y'all. My bad. Oh, I done missed hella comments. My bad, y'all. I'm unfamiliar with that case. That's one of the reasons I'm homeschooling my boy. Yeah, homeschool. Yeah, definitely. I advocate homeschooling. If you can't get your kid to a charter school, well, basically, if you can't homeschool your child for whatever reason, get them into a charter school. It's got right or wrong, good and evil. Yep, exactly. They puff and purple gold appears in the corner as I sit in my chair and fold my arms. Don't mind me, I'm not getting into this. Yo, Curse, I was looking for you last night. I went live again last night. Agreed. Curse, pleasure to meet you. Not towards you. What's up, guys? I'm cooking dinner. I don't think our republic's moral compass has ever been about victims. Right. This republic was actually founded on July 2nd, but it took 2 days to get the Constitution. Hey, Jennifer, you know what? I'm glad you brought that up. I'm so glad you brought that up. So, yeah, it it don't make sense. It don't make sense. I had to shut cable off to protect my combat medic Vietnam veteran dad from seeing what's going. Yeah, yeah. You know what? We're number one in the amount of money spent on the military police, like Jay just did. Yeah. Oh my goodness. My bad. I need to be quiet. Nah, you speaking facts though. Yeah. Thank you. We don't agree on everything, but our moral compass and capacity for humanity is strong. For real. Yeah. Mr. Amelia, I love to see you on Culture War Vultures. Yeah, I might slide on over there, you know. So shouldn't our conversation be about street soldiers and how we can combine like minds? Yeah, I mean, hey, you know, it's the problem. The problem is there's too many egos that are ballooned to watermelon size, and it's crazy because even the people that might have the most that might not agree on anything from the outlook, but you sit down with them and you have a conversation with them, you realize, wait, hold on, we agree on a lot more than what we thought. Mr. Miller, I could tell you about the VA all damn day long. It's disgusting. Yeah, yeah, it's disgusting. It's disrespectful, and it really makes you sit back and wonder, like, this is what our loved ones went and fought for, to to come back home, and this is the thanks that they get. I also know the slacking that the VA does. They didn't help one of my uncles and killed the other. Yeah, see, I've heard stories on that too. Jay, you're on track. Do you want some support fire with me? Uh, oh yeah, it's all good. It's Lucy. Yeah. Yo, what's cracking, Jesse? What's going on with your cut? I died about 1 a.m. My bad. My apologies. These VA and veteran issues hit me in my heart. History matters. Yeah, for real. California just finalized the reparations report for AB 3121 in the final public hearing. Newsom got to pass it into law. Yeah, that's yeah, that's gonna be the final step. And he talking about he don't agree with the shit. So, but I have a feeling he's gonna sign it. I do have a feeling he's gonna sign it. And it's not even for the benefit of doing the right thing. It's the benefit because this man has presidential aspirations. I mean, let's just be, you know what I'm saying? And if he does this and other states see him pull this off that are trying to do that too, that creates votes, people. That's what creates votes, because you're going to have people in other states that are fighting for reparations in their states, and they see somebody like Newsom that just signed that into law in his state. They're going to be like, oh well, if he did that for California, which is, you know what I'm saying, like their state, then he can help us out as president. That creates votes. You know what I'm saying? The most important lesson I've learned recently, speaking of ego, is there's no room for pride in love or friendship. Yep, exactly. Jesse, I'm on the Central Coast in California. It's disgusting. Fixing to leave. We need to start informing people about Project Bluebeam as we try to warn of January 6th, which I knew about October before it occurred. Woo! Bingo! Newsom is kin to Pelosi. He always want to go left. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Always. Always. You know. Um, because you know, I've seen Newsom's play card when he had this is when he was mayor of San Francisco. He had just got elected mayor of San Francisco. And probably a year and a half into his term, which kind of it fell during the election year for the governor's race. He happened to bounce out. You know what I'm saying? Once I seen him bust that move, I was like, oh, this motherfucker wants to be president. Because you only bust a move like that when you have presidential aspirations. And I have a feeling he's going to jump in this race at some point. All these other distractions are exactly what they are, distractions. But please, I mean, not to interrupt the show. Oh, no, you good. You good. Chris, I agree. 8 days a week. 825, 367. Daniel Berry, what's going on? Yeah. Um, he's definitely going to jump in the race. You know, because I think what's going on is they're waiting to see how everything is going to play out with Trump. Um, Waiting to see what the numbers are going to look like moving forward with Biden. Because if it looks like it's going to be another Biden versus Trump, then then I don't see Newsom jumping into the race. But if things keep on going the way they've been going, you know, and the Democrats want to do everything in their power to keep the White House, Newsom's going to jump in the race. But you see, the thing is, that's not the program that they want. Because the program that they want is they want Kamala Harris to run when Biden is done. And they were kind of hoping that Biden said he wasn't going to run for re-election, which then would have allowed Kamala Harris, by virtue of being VP, would have already been the incumbent, so to speak. But the problem with that is she hasn't even done anything as vice president to even make you want to even think about voting for her. Oh shit. Oh shit. Hey y'all, my phone's about to die. I hate to leave y'all, but I don't want me to sound as I do yet. I lost almost as much as Robin Williams, Chester Bennington, Chris Cornell. The list continues. They lost their lives. I just lost my body. Shrugs. Not to mention George Carlin, part of that ever-growing list of resistant types that have laid their lives down for this war. I'm calm now. I know I'm intense. Curse, we're all meat sacks in the big scheme of things. I'll pray you don't go out like those you refer to. You've got friends and strangers. Chris, if we're not intense about these issues, we're late to the party. Yep, facts. Yes, our meat puppets are merely puppets we have control over, and prayer isn't useful for a being as myself, Trips J. Hey, y'all. Dang, I don't want to get off because I like the flow. I like the flow that's going on right now. But I'll be back on later, and we could definitely continue this. I'll drop the link and open up the panel. Um, Chris, we can agree on things and still support one another. That's facts too, right, Jay Millie? And that's what I said last time. I called in whichever way California goes, the rest of the nation goes. Straight up. All right, y'all. Well, I'm gonna be back on later, and like I said, I'm gonna drop the link. We can open up the panel, and we can really bust open this conversation because, like I said, I want to get into this affirmative action being cut by the Supreme Court today. I want to get into that. That's very important. You know, whether you agree with it, whether you disagree with it. You know what I'm saying? But let's be respectful. Everybody has a voice, and we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna have this discussion like grown motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? Because I know this is one of the topics where things can get heated, shit gets said, and you know what I'm saying. But let's keep this a very respectful conversation, and we can get to, you know what I'm saying, wherever we need to get to in a better, constructive way of doing things. Because I'm gonna tell you what, any type of disrespect going on, I'm gonna throw you off. You know what I'm saying? So let's have a constructive conversation. Keep it respectful. Hey, what's going on? Mr. Amelia, as I've always appreciate you in your chat. Many thanks and much respect. It's critical. It's just a distraction, as I stated. All right, y'all. Well, I will see y'all later. The vision is their product. They are pushing onto the market. Straight up. I'm gonna see y'all later on. Y'all enjoy the rest of y'all day. And when I come back, let's get it cracking.